Good day, and my name is Azmir Zaini, and I am the group leader for Group 1's ENL 2221 report presentation. And welcome to our group's presentation. Now, let's get started. All right, before we head on to the actual contents of the slides, let us introduce the group and the members within it. And as we start, I am Azmi Zaini bin Anwar Zaini, and I am the group leader for this group. And here we have next to me Chao Ho Cheng, and we have Nathaniel Christian Gong. The three of us make group one of ENL 2221. Now, moving forward. All right. So as you can see shown into the slides, we have all the contents that is needed to be presented for our presentation. We have 1.0 scene setting, 2.0 problems identifications, 3.0 alternative generation, 4.0 evaluation of alternatives, and last but not least, 5.0, which is the recommendation. Now, I am going to pass it to the next presenter to start off our slide presentation with 1.0, which is scene setting.
Alright, thanks Asmir. Okay, my turn to talk about the scene setting. My name is Chow. Right, the VP B2B hub, as in business to business hub. The base is in China. Alright, they are a business to business center, so allow the firms to sell to another firms all around the world. Right, the site showcases mostly from manufacturer from China, and now the VP is decided to establish a call center in Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia. Right, I would like to pass to another presenter who is Nathaniel.
So, as for 2.0, which is problems identification, there are four problems that are identified. High 2.1 is high staff turnover. 2.2 is long working hours. 2.3 is high levels of boredom and stress, and 2.4 is high level of absenteeism. Moving on, for high staff turnover, Weeby has employed about 240 full-time and part-time agents. The problem therein lies with the fact that the average have only served for 3 years. This can lead to poor efficiency and would cause complications towards the company's goal. So as for long working hours is standardized from 8:30 a.m. to 5:30 p.m. for Weeby, with only 1 hour of lunch break in between. This can lead to time zone problems, which leads to inefficiency, because an example would be that on average, the typical Malaysian employee would work from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. And if there's any weekend work time, they'll only work from morning up until noon. In the report, it is stated that uh, there are high levels of boredom and stress. These can lead to a hard time for employees to work, because one report states that they are under constant supervision from their team leaders. Another is that the company creates unrealistic monthly targets to which the employees cannot achieve. So for 2.4, high level of absenteeism, it is said that Weeby call center has been associated with an unfriendly working environment, and that it states the report that the average number of employees that have been working are absent for at least 7 days on a yearly basis. Their complaints are that they have headaches, migraines, colds, flu, back problems, and of course, stress. That is all from me the for this problem identification. I will now pass it on to Chow.
Hi, it's me again. So I will be talk about 3.0 alternative generation. Alright, there will be 4 points. The first one will be 3.1 fringe benefit. The second one 3.2 optimum breaks between work, and 3.3 which means the third one is employee motivation program, and the 3.4, which is the last one, is the disciplinary. Alright, let's go into 3.1 fringe benefit. Okay, fringe benefit is a compensation to employees added by the company. Right, different job scope will be having the different benefit, because there are some given universally to every employee, and some will be given benefits to the executive levels. So the example of the fringe benefit will be the medical insurance, $1,000 for the hospital fees, and some other fees. Alright, let's talk about the 3.2, the optimum breaks between the works. Right, this one is 10 minutes breaks time after 3 hours of work, or this is the 52 minutes of works with 17 minutes of breaks from working, if it can be afforded, so people can maintain focus and energize, so that the employee can more focus and done their work faster. Alright, so let's go to the 3.3. This is the employee motivation program. Alright, the motivation program is to attract, engage, and to retain the talented of the employee. Alright, the first one will be recognition and rewards. This is to recognize an employee's work for the company. Alright, there will be a social recognition and the point-based recognition. The social recognition will be a simple thank you and a smile to the employee. And for the point-based recognition is exchange item or gift with the point given by the company. Alright, the next will be professional development. Right, this is give a future opportunities to the employee to learn and gain for the promotion instead of leaving after the end of the contract. Alright, the last one of the employee motivation will be referral programs. The all employees can recommend their potential friends or their family to working in the same company, instead of company using money to do advertisement. Alright, the last one from me, 3.4, this is disciplinary. This is necessary and very important, right? Because this one is to tell the employees where are their mistakes and where are their problems and what actions they need to do. The employees need to amend for themselves. This will have the action needed if the employees has become an issue. Alright, the manager or the owner of the company can encourage the employee who does not meet the expectation, so that they can put more effort to achieve to meet the expectation of the company. Right, if the expectation still does not meet and there is still an issue for company, there will be a warning letter of or oral reprimand to the employee if the same thing happen. Alright, that's all from me. Now I would like to pass it to Nathaniel again.
Okay, so as for evaluation alternatives, there are 4, which are fringe benefits, optimum breaks between work, employee motivation program, and disciplinary policy. So as for 4.1, fringe benefits is to ensure that the employees are kept happy, healthy, and loyal. The downside to this is that it adds additional expenses for the company. These expenses are perks, medical checkups, and other forms of insurance. The problem there is that because of the high costs, it is difficult to maintain a balance between a good amount of fringe benefits and to maintain finances. This, and if the employee has seen better offers elsewhere, they may leave the company for the other company, maybe even rival one. So as for 4.2, optimum breaks between work, breaks are a great way for employees to increase concentration and efficiency. The problem with this is that if unregulated, may lead to employees cutting off work time. This includes, for Weebly, the salary of 8 hours of work time. If the employee decides to overuse their breaks, this may lead to financial loss, which is very bad for the company. So the suggestion would be to give an appropriate break time. Like an example would be if after a heavy workload or some such, 10 minutes of break would not do no harm. So as for 4.3, which is employee motivation program, the program is meant to motivate employees and increase their efficiency. They will feel happy, they will feel cherished within the company, and they will feel the need to improve because of the increased devotion to the company. And it also helps us to keep our talented employees and even decrease absenteeism, or even for them to quit entirely. The problem with this is that motivation programs can cost quite a bit, and this can increase a financial burden. It may even be even worse for the companies that are on the verge of going bankrupt. Now, as for 4.4, disciplinary policy, this policy or disciplinary action can prevent continued mistakes. This helps that if an example would be if the employee scolds and advises the employee, they will be able to improve upon their mistakes and also decrease the amount of mistakes that they'll make in the future. So, but the problem is that for certain employees, maybe they might have certain mistakes that they keep on continuing to make. If you continue to punish them frequently, or maybe even harsh, it may lead to a toxic work environment, and there'll be less employee commitment because the employee does not feel that they should work for a company that continues to punish them for every little bit of mistake that they make. So the advice would be to give an appropriate disciplinary action and advice for employees and their mistakes. And if they continue to make those mistakes, appropriate action should be implemented, not the same action that may or may not work for the employee. That is all from me. I will now pass it on to Asmir. Thank you.
Thank you, Nathaniel, for your part of the presentation. Welcome back. My name is Azmi Zaini bin Anwar Zaini, and I will be handling the last part of the presentation slides, which is 5.0 recommendations. Now, what have we chosen for our recommendation for WEBE call centers particular case? Now, it is the disciplinary policy. Now, why do we choose disciplinary policy? Because first and foremost, disciplinary policy is one of the key things that would make an individual or a company work and run smooth in terms of professionality and in terms of quality. Because when you impose a good disciplinary policy, it ensures that every single particular lines within the company do not break. And when you have a good system running within a company, it helps in smoothing the process of the work, the quality of the work, the quality of the employee, and the quality of the results of the goals that the company has needs to reach. Now, let us go through the three supporting points that we have presented for you on why we chose disciplinary policy. The first one is that it prevents past mistakes. The second one is that it ensures professionality. And the third one, it imposes consistency within the company. Now, let's move forward so we can go and further introduce and show all these three supporting points and why we have chosen them. Now, let's move forward. All right. Now, let's first go through 5.1 and 5.2, which is prevents past mistakes and ensures professionality. Now, the first one prevents past mistakes. Now, we know that history, we know the saying of let's not let history repeat itself. So, the first thing that we need to do and how preventing past mistakes of the disciplinary policies help in this situation for WEBE call center is that it improves and prevents the recurrence of unwanted employee behavior and performance concerns. Now, this relates back to the case study of WEB call center because it shows that the company itself has a high level of absenteeism and it also has a high staff turnovers, even though it has an optimum work time at times, but then there's still always that gapping numbers of absenteeism. Now, this particular disciplinary process policy helps to improve that situation and it helps better and prevent recurrences of high absenteeisms. Now, what can we do is that we provide training towards counselors within the company so that they can help or know better and on how to overcome this particular process and help better the company's quality. And it all comes down to treating equally and fairly between the employer and the employee, because that we know that in one of the cases in the surveys that the employees complain that they feel like they're not being trusted with their work and that they've been supervised every single time. So this has to be done in fairness and equal so that it also issues a line of trust. Now, if there's a line of trust, there's a good sense of professionalism where the employees will feel like they've been treated as adults instead of like children, where they have to be supervised every single time. Now, let's move on for 5.2. Now, it ensures professionality. Now, we know that disciplined employees are respected and appreciated because you want to be a high disciplined person, because if you're not disciplined, no one will treat you or no one will see you with that high of respect, because knowing that you are not as disciplined compared to the other person, no one is really going to think that you know what you're doing. Then the second would be is that professionality, we know, is one easy way to climb up the rankings within a company, because that if you show good discipline, it will result in your work being in a good quality. Now, good quality means good performance. Good performance means that your employers or your boss will see your progress slowly or even highly on a fast track goes up. And it also will heighten the chance for you to get a promotion or a pay raise. Now, let's move on to our third part. Now, disciplinary policies. It imposes consistency within the company. Now, why do we say it imposes consistency within the company? Is that one thing, the most important thing of disciplinary is that we know it can help condemn discrimination, because we know discrimination is one of the particular larger things that happens in every company. Whether we like it or not, it's something that always happens. Now, a zero tolerance policy for policy violations, right? They can help destroy, abhor all of these negative particular aspects that make a working environment a toxic one. And it helps improves the natural environment of a working area. Now, it would help make the employees feel more safe, feel more happy, and their moods would increase. Thus, the work will be more better, and they'll have like a sense of being having fun and having also like happy to do their work, because knowing that they've been treated fairly and with professional attitude and all the consistent level that is required in a perfect settings of a company. And with that, it also improves the consistency of the work quality, because if you have a happy set of employees, they will work better for you, and they will give you more better work quality for your company. And that is why we have chosen for the disciplinary policy as our recommendation. And with that, we thank you so much.